prey!
So you've decided to test your mettle with demon souls, but can't seem to figure out where to get started? You're in luck. I prefer to play in offline mode, since you don't have to depend on others for help. First of all, you want to create a female character, because the game has some great female-only armor that helps boost the number of souls attained from each enemy. Personally, the customization in this game can be frightening for making a female character look attractive, so I will be continuously pressing the random button until something not monstrous occurs. This first group of videos will contain advice for newcomers, but later videos will contain little to no commentary from me. Joy! One class to consider is Royalty. If you get fed up trying to learn how to fight enemies with weapons, this is the best class for trying your hand at the broken spellcasting system. You begin with the Fragrant Ring, which regenerates mana, a silver coronet and a silver catalyst, both of which increase your maximum mana points. For this build, I'm making an all-physical character, with miracles for utility and healing purposes only. I chose the Temple Knight over the Priest because he has the halberd, and it has a nice long reach compared to the other weapons earlier in the game. Blah blah story blah. For the purpose of teaching, I am doing the tutorial. I probably won't beat the boss, since I'm not a huge fan of the halberd. I prefer normal spears for their safe attacks. The first thing you will notice about my character is the weight. I am heavy. This means that rolling in the game will have certain slowness to it because of the armor and weapons we have equipped. This can't be fixed for a while, but fret not. Increased health and defense offset this disadvantage. With any other class, you will want to dodge much more often, but this character's lack of mobility gives you a chance to learn the other game mechanics. I remember why I didn't like the halberd. The slow startup of just about any move leaves you vulnerable to almost every enemy. For the time being, I recommend using it with two hands, so you can use the quick light attack. Always pick up everything. Everything! If you're in offline mode, read all of the messages. These notes are from the developer and are definitely helpful in the real game. Since you don't often have the option to dodge, you will either have to block, parry, or circle strafe, then backstab. If your parry succeeds, press the light attack for a super satisfying counterattack. Haha! Critical hit. As soon as you can, learn to parry. This skill will be very important if your character is big and heavy like mine. Here is your first human-style enemy. He has slightly more health and will actually fight you instead of blindly leaping to win. This is the Blue Knight. He is your first real challenge if you have made it this far. Parrying or backstabbing is advised for him, since he will relentlessly attack you or break your guard. Learn the timing of the parry animation in this game. It is the same for all small shields. Remember that the roll animation has invincibility frames. One of the easiest places to learn where the frames are is with the crossbowman. His timing is always the same after he aims the crossbow. Here is the Vanguard. He is intentionally cheap, but I will try to teach you some basics for fighting bosses. The basic strategy for any boss is, wait for the enemy to attack, dodge the attack, look for the weak point, then try to produce the same situation again. If you didn't notice, the Vanguard's weakness is his flying attack. It has a slow startup and is easily avoided. He also doesn't turn around until after performing the attack, so you get a free hit. Using the halberd, you will see that he is actually weaker to the piercing damage as opposed to the slashing damage. You win some, you lose some, but in Demon Souls, it is important to think about what you learned from that death. Now we have entered the Nexus, your hub for the rest of the game. I'll talk about NPCs and whatnot after we are allowed to do more.
I'm stuck when the skirt mouth out. Best of luck.
In trade with your...
The game doesn't say what to do, but go to this thing right here and start the level. Welcome to the most generic looking world in the game. Apart from the color palette being a little washed out, this castle is pretty much normal looking by RPG standards. After dying the first time, you will notice that your health bar is not full. We will take care of that in a moment. Here is one of the rather complicated systems in Demon Souls. The world tendency is depicted by these little mini archstones. Right now, they are all the same brightness, but soon they will change. Later I will show you what a change looks like, but for now you should know that there are 8 tendency positions. Currently, we are at neutral 0, but killing the boss will put us at neutral +1. You can read the wiki to understand more about this and everything else in the game. Something that is affected by the world tendency is this door. Normally, this door is closed, but if you reach pure white or pure black tendency, the door will open and allow access to this extra area.